I'm sitting low. On 4G off the floor. When you see me, I'm getting dope. On 4G off the floor. On 4G off the floor. On 4G off the
4G Audio Podcast. What's going down, everybody? You already know what it is. I just want to say real quick, you guys remember a little while ago we have Flax with Flax Collectibles on. It was a wonderful episode. He brought some of his collectibles to show everyone, and he brought a bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yes, sir.
There was a young man by the name of Mr. E in the chat, and no one ever really knew who Mr. E was.
No one knew.
But how's your head, Mr. E? Flat, 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 flat. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Shit, I actually had to think about that for a second, and you will understand in a little bit. I hope you're actually watching, and then you will watch in the future, and you will be like, oh, man, that's what he's
get it
talking
now.
about.
Full circle.
Shit. So tonight we have a guest by the name of Joe Wizard.
The Wizard himself.
He is from Toronto, I believe. We'll get into that in just a few minutes. But
Yes,
I just thought I'd introduce the guest. I'd let you know he's coming through. We're going to Zoom call him. And I also want to give a shout out to D. Jake Kilby again.
Yeah,
for
big
being
shout
a boss.
out. Yes, sir.
Shout out to little TJ for not coming to Canada or whatever happened.
You called that one.
Yeah.
He called that one.
He did make a video saying he was in Calgary, but then he never posted. There was never anything posted about
From the show
or anything. And then apparently the Ottawa police, the big bad Ottawa police, OPS, shut down their show at the EY Center, and they made an agreement or a decision with the people at the EY Center and thought, I don't know what it was. I believe there was some kind of safety risk or something.
Something like that.
But you know what I smell out of that?
Shenanigans.
Bullshit.
Poop.
But yeah, no, I do smell a little bit of poop from that,
Definitely.
and that's fine, and I'm okay with that. They did that with Gucci Mane too. I
That's
shouldn't
right.
say they. I don't know if it was them,
No.
but there was a group of fellows. Actually, I don't know, because Gucci Mane also may have used other people to
That was
make
the
some
way-
money,
oh,
right?
Yeah,
Because
Mercules was supposed to open for that one.
yeah, because he got money, like
No doubt.
like Gucci Mane got like a, what do you call it? Like he would have got
Not
like
royalties,
the
but,
like the deposit or
deposits from-
something. I imagine.
Right.
I remember them saying something like that. He would have taken a deposit and ran with it. And maybe I'm wrong too, but I know that was actually sick because Mercules is like, you know what? They fucking use my name to make some money and shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going on tour anyways.
Yeah, we saw him that time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
At the 27 Club.
Yeah.
That
With Golden BSP.
Yes, right.
And what the fuck was his name?
Yeah.
Sideneck was there.
Yeah, Sideneck was there.
That was
That's
the
right.
first time I met Sideneck.
Yeah. Yeah, Golden PSB. We met him too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking
He
right.
was kind of chilling in that chair too the whole time we were going. through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
room, yeah. It's just-
And he was outside for a little bit too. He was going. He was trying to find, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
He asked us something. I forget.
Yeah, I
and then
remember
he stood around.
talking
We were
to
smoking
him.
a blunt or something.
Yeah. Just can't remember.
And what's his name?
Manager. Right?
He's the friggin' bodyguard dude.
Oh, bodyguard. Yeah,
Oh,
the
man,
tall
what
guy.
the fuck is his name? Man,
great.
I'm
Not-
drawing a blank here. I've spoken with him many times.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I can't even think
What
of
was
his
his
Instagram name.
Big.
Big term
Yeah, Big Term.
or something like
SDK.
that. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
Big
that's
term.
him.
There we go. Gang, gang. Yeah, he's a boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was there too. Met him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So this has happened before, where people. I forgot where we started with this, but where
Yeah.
people have used people's names, or people have used people's names have used other people,
Yeah.
or however it works. But someone got money somewhere, and that's
yeah,
why.
just basically faked a show, sold tickets.
But like they would
wasn't
still have
showing
to
up.
like if the show didn't happen, they would have to give the money back, right?
Yeah,
But what I'm assuming is they're gonna be like, because it was supposed to be a little TJ and Killy or some shit.
right.
So like what I'm assuming is they're gonna be like, okay, cool, well, we're gonna do the show, reschedule the show for this date, and it's just gonna be Killy and these other people, right?
Right.
But the thing is he has a. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Fuck it.
Say it.
But
Get it
like
off your
he
chest.
has like in on January 16th, I think it was, little TJ
Mhm.
was arrested for like possession of a weapon
Right.
at a music video or whatever, and the weapon was in his car, and like then 2 weeks later
Is
he
this in the
was
States or?
yeah, this is in the States. So and the thing is if you're in the States and this like so either way, being on gun charges, you're not allowed to leave. I even like looked all this up to make sure that I could say this out loud in front of people. I never planned on saying it here or anything, but
Yeah.
it's just I was like I want to make sure that I know what I'm saying.
Get the facts
But
straight.
so you can't leave the country
Yeah.
if you are on these charges. And
Right.
he also 2 weeks later missed a court date and like is now like he got arrested, like a warrant out for his arrest
Yeah.
for like a bench warrant, not going to court and shit. Then he got like out on bail or bond or whatever
Yeah.
now. So like within 2 weeks he was like charged with two different things or
Mhm.
whatever the fuck, you know? So and then on top of it too, like regardless of the story, because like I've not gone to court before and gotten arrested for it, but like because I swear to God they gave me the wrong date. And the
Yeah.
date they gave me, the date that I was gonna go was actually like still the same like pre-trial court date. Like so it could have been that day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, either way, so I'm like, okay, that could be on some bullshit where you're like, okay, I fucked up, or like, oh, my lawyer was supposed to go, or da 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 da,
Mhm.
whatever. There could be some scenario where okay, that's fucked up, whatever. But the point is that he didn't show up and he went to like he got arrested for it, right?
Yeah.
So what they look at that as is okay, he got caught with a gun and he didn't show up to court.
Yeah.
He's a flight risk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so regardless of the story, like I said, maybe his lawyer didn't go to court
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
him or whatever,
They
and then
just-
like that happened. But either way, the court
Yeah.
still looks at it as like, oh, he tried to run away or he didn't
Yeah,
come
they
to
just
court.
see a
So
red
like
flag.
we can't let you go to Canada. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? And then also two people are saying like, oh well, his like cousin or his homie came out and said that like the gun was his or whatever.
Right.
But the thing is like, if me and you were driving in a car, or no, whatever. If we're in the
together
car
in
or
any
not,
scenario.
even just say you're in your car and my gun's in your car,
Yeah.
and then like I come out and say that it's my gun,
Yeah.
like
But
that
it's my
they don't
car.
take the charge off of you.
Right.
You just now keep going to court, and
Yeah.
then I will come in as part of your defense and say
It
it's
was
my fucking
yeah.
gun or whatever, right? Because like my brother had to do that for a bottle of booze one time.
Okay.
My buddy got pulled over with a bottle of booze,
Yeah.
but it was my brother left it in there. He drove my
Right.
brother home. My
Yeah.
brother was drunk, he wasn't,
Yeah.
and fucking they charged him for the bottle of booze. So
Yeah.
then like they went through
Had to
court. My
hold it
brother
up.
went in and was like,
Crazy.
"It's my bottle of booze, right?"
Yeah.
So like yes, that can happen, but at the same time like it's not gonna just like in a month be like, oh yeah, no, well he said so, so like you're not charged
Yeah,
anymore, you
yeah,
know, like.
for sure.
So I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, something tells me because like he posted a picture the other night of like snow, and he's like, oh, I got packed out of Canada,
Yeah.
and like packed out usually means like you're killed, like someone killed you,
Okay.
and like so I just assumed he meant like he got like bullied or like
yeah.
thrown
Stopped.
out of
Yeah.
Canada or whatever. But there's a picture of some snow, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, someone could just like he could have just like sent me a picture of snow, or like maybe he's in New York and he took a picture of
Yeah,
snow.
because
Like,
there's still snow in,
the fuck,
in
like,
America, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Seems fishy.
and then like even to the like I was like commenting on all this shit, being like, oh, he's not coming, whatever. And someone hit me up and was like, yo, like, he just posted a video saying like he was in Canada and shit, right?
Mhm.
So like the people, whoever was putting the show on, like there was a bunch of them like promoting it, and they like posted a clip of him being like, oh, apparently you guys don't think it's real, but like I'm in Canada, I'm in Calgary, Canada, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like, so the people like, see, and I'm like, I can make a video and say I'm
Yeah,
in Calgary,
anyone
Canada.
can.
Like,
Why would
Yeah.
he do that though? Like
well,
what
they would
is-
have given him money probably,
Just to
right?
yeah.
Because the thing is so if you have, because it's so I literally heard from the mouth of somebody that like somebody told me, like I was gonna say I don't know if they're actually involved with this whole thing, but I know that they would have the inside scoop of this, and they said I've been told that they're just using Lil TJ to promote the Killy show. So
Right.
like, have you ever heard of Killy?
No,
No.
You showed me just
So
recently,
yeah, so like,
I haven't heard of Lil TJ either though. So
oh, well,
to
Lil
be
TJ
fair.
is like pretty big. Like he's
Mhm.
like singy kind of like he's really big with the kids, I guess. But like I don't mean like
No,
I mean
yeah.
like it's like Fortnite
younger
and shit. Like he's
generation.
on like
Yeah,
like my
yeah.
kid listens to him and shit, right? But like but my point is like so okay, you've never heard of fucking Killy? I'm not going to that show. But little TJ is gonna be there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I'll go to that show.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. All right, cool. Like, so little TJ, can we use your name? Like, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, here's fucking 15 racks or something.
Right.
Like, okay, cool. Here's another 7. Can you make a video and say you're in
Yeah, right.
Calgary,
Yeah,
Canada? Like, okay, cool. And then,
So true.
cause even too, like the other thing is like sometimes some of this shit works out to like just like promo too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like even the other night I went to this nerdy bingo thing,
Yeah.
and then like there's people there selling stuff as well.
Okay.
They have like a booth or whatever,
Yeah.
but like they're not really selling anything, but they have to pay to have their booth there, right?
Yeah, right.
And like so like the one dude's like, I'm not really like selling anything, like I haven't really made any money, but he's like, it's pretty much just for promo, right?
You're
So that
right.
people know who I am because I'm here. Like I donate some shit to the prizes. They say
Yeah.
my name every once in a while. It's just for me to show
Little
my
bit of
face and shit,
showcase
right?
and promo,
So
yeah.
it's like almost kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But also too, right around the same time that I heard like about this show and stuff like that, I started getting these emails and it's like, I should have almost fucking saved it, but I might have it. One sec. But it's like Lil TJ. They're like, it's like Lil TJ on another tip.
On another
It's
tip.
like they use his name for this too. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was on the.
Just like a way to generate some quick money, you know?
Where is it? Maybe it's in the our email. Lil TJ. Where is it?
Anyways, so our guest,
Yeah, yes. We should probably line that
did
in.
we hear? Did we touch base?
Yeah, he's like waiting for the link basically.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
Well,
So should I get that going?
yeah, get
Yeah.
it going now. We'll get all that lined in. And yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely feel it seems pretty fishy and seems like it's definitely just a bit of a money scheme
I wish I could find
that's
the
been
other
going
shit.
on.
I swear there was emails I got that were like Lil TJ, like some kind of like promo shit where they were like, oh, you wanna like I'm pretty sure there was literally like promotional stuff.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, oh, like promo your stuff with the same people as Lil TJ, or
Yeah,
like
okay.
promo yourself like Lil TJ or something.
Shit, eh?
And it was like,
Let's get into it.
Okay,
We're gonna
let's
go
go.
live right now.
all right, Joe Wizard in the building, man. How you doing?
Big up, guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Man, thanks for coming through. I like the cup, man. The chalice, I like that shit.
Yeah, I had to pull it out for this, man, for sure. I
Man.
got, I'm sipping on that THC. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay. Yeah, man. That's sick. What is
Yeah,
it?
I like that. I like that blood orange. That blood orange drink has like 10 and 10 in 10 and 10 in
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's lit.
There's one I like. I forget what it's called, but it's got like 10 and 20 or something in it.
Oh man, yeah. See, the dispensaries I go to, you can only get like you can probably get that on the reserve, but you can't get that in the stores, right?
Oh, this
So,
is at a store.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's at a
word.
legal store. It's like 10 of the distillate and then 10 of the Delta 9 or whatever, or Delta 8.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But
yo,
it's
that
the
sounds
that's the
that
biggest
sounds
I've
lit.
ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lit. That would definitely get the vibe going.
But yeah, man. More about yourself, man. I know that you make big moves and stuff like that. You're from Toronto, are you?
Yeah, bet.
Nice, man. So whereabouts did you grow up in Toronto?
I grew up in the west end of Toronto. Actually, well, I was born downtown Toronto,
Okay.
but I did the majority of my growing up in the west end of Toronto.
Okay. What kind of music did you grow up listening to?
Well, in the early stages, man, I was always in the bars with my mom. So big up. I was always around Pink Floyd.
Nice.
Nice.
Like AC/DC.
Okay.
All the classic rock. Classic.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta call it all classic rock. You know what I mean?
It's a good bass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the funny thing is too, my mom knew all the bands, so like all the local bands, like they even put me on stage. I used to go by Lil Joey, and
Yeah.
I used to hit the stage with the bands. It was cool, man. It was fun. It was good
Nice.
memories.
That's sick,
No,
man.
definitely.
So when did you get into hip hop?
I gotta say, I got into hip hop like around '85.
Holy shit,
yeah.
man! I didn't even touch down yet.
And
Yeah.
yeah, well, like what like what was your first influence into hip hop? You were brought up on classic rock, so what was the influence into hip hop?
So basically what had happened is I I I I was bullied like incredibly when I was younger downtown, and it was just like it was to the point where my mom just said F it, I'm getting him out of here. There was like a real bad situation, like I got jumped so bad that like I couldn't even walk for like a week it was bad, one of
Damn.
those, right? And because I fought back. The one thing about me is I used to always get attacked and always used to be in bigger gangs, but I would never back down. So it was weird, like, you know what I mean? I was that little nerdy kid, but I wasn't afraid to back down. So but it didn't go well, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she was like, okay, F it, we're out of here. So we ended up moving to Falstaff, inside the west end of Toronto,
Okay.
and that's where I kind of picked up on the urban culture, as it was primarily like Jamaicans and Caribbeans.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like what artists were you put on to first? Like who was your first hip hop inspirations?
You want to know what? Like we can go back to like Rakim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He's really the one that sparked it, and then once I got into everybody, I was really feeling. Don't laugh. Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No,
But you know what it was? It was the combination of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Right.
yeah, yeah. And
You
it
know what
was,
I
and
mean?
that was
Like
a different time for Will Smith too. You know what I mean? Like there's Will Smith and there's
totally,
like that Will Smith too.
totally. And like even to this day, I can still put it on and rock it out. Like I let my listen to that because it's like that. Classic. Like when you get the DJ, like you don't even hear that nowadays at
No.
all, ever. Like it's weird. Like
Yeah, with the real DJ, you mean? Like
yeah, like
the breaks and
like
shit.
coming out like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Like I don't will we ever hear that again? When you got like DJ Khaled, but he's not like, what is he doing? Like I know he made the beat, but
Producers
he's not
and
like,
shit, right? They've become
yeah,
producers
producers and stuff.
basically.
But like this man he's cutting. Like I'd say like DJ Premier would be the best
Yeah.
closest person. Like if some dedicate a whole album to DJ Premier beats, but DJ Premier doing it live with you and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yeah, for
Yo,
sure.
shout
Like
out
that.
DJ Premier. I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit.
Shout
Or
out
like
DJ Premier, man.
Prime Royce 59 did a
Oh
couple
yeah, that's
albums
right.
with
They did
with
a
Oh wait a minute. Yeah, you want to know
Yeah.
what he did? And yeah, the project was dope, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
remember the name of it, but yeah, it was live. It was live.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
It was called Prime, I believe. DJ
wicked.
Premier and Royce
Yeah,
to
yeah.
59 Prime. Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
bet.
yo, so you like you put on shows and shit too, right?
Yeah, so as I got into the culture, I really I kind of like just started getting into the groove, right? So at an early age, I was just always from about 12 years old. I smoked my first spliff, and it was like I was around some guys and were like, here, beatbox for us. I had nothing to know, nothing about beatboxing. I started beating, and then they were like, okay, let me beatbox for you. And then it was kind of like, even from then, I gotta say, like, I was planning events since then, if you can imagine, because it's just like, you gotta link up, you gotta get everybody ready, you gotta get your blunts rolled, your split rolled, and and gotta call the people, say, hey man, we're doing this at this time, come by, and we're gonna kick some rhymes. You know what I mean? So like that's how it was, and from and just from then I've had a passion for event planning, which kind of like grew up in Canada. Like I never reached the level to like Vanilla Ice or anything like that because like I was underground, right? So and it's funny because I took it to heart. So like when I was doing what I was doing and looking the way I was looking, when I seen Vanilla Ice, I was like, yo, how are they looking? Like, how's this guy looking like you know that they existed, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the heck is going on here? Like, are they manipulating me? Like, you got somebody watching me and whatever, right? So I was like, and down here we had like Third Base, you know what I mean? Base was rocking out. Third Base was a rap group from Organized Rhyme. They came out
Top Breed.
Jane and Finch, you know what I mean? But like, see, I wasn't on. See, if I felt a conspiracy because it was kind of like the only way I felt like you could rap is by doing some like having the lighter skin. You could only go one route, and that's either like really weird, like Vanilla Ice, kind of doing that pimp shit, or doing that really goofy, like
comedy shit.
expressional goofy stuff, like funny stuff.
Yeah.
But I was straight. But by that time, I was just straight hood mentality. So I was just like,
Yeah, you're no
you know,
fluff.
yeah, like you know what I mean. So I was just like, I can say it, man. Like now that I can understand, I was just a straight hater. You know what I mean? I was just like, I want to do the opposite of what these guys doing and make it.
Right.
And I just consistently stayed like that for my whole MC career, man. And I just kept it real. In my eyes, like there was always that song, like, Never Cross Over. You know what I mean? And like that expression. And it was just like I never crossed over. I never tried to sell out. You know what I mean? I just kept it real. And you know, it get enough experience to, as an MC and a producer, to move into the direction of event planning.
Yeah.
It was a process, you know what I mean? Because first I had to pick up beatboxing,
But like,
breakdancing,
trying to say-
then rapping.
are you trying to say like you kind of felt like shoved out of like making music in the sense that you only had those two routes type thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
And
I
then
feel
and you went this way because you felt like you were kind of like pigeonholed into those two types.
yeah. So like yeah, basically like in order for me to perform, I had to put on the shows.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
see, I
Because
see.
no, like it's like Toronto inside the '90s was just grimy, and like the early 2000s, like and by that time I had so much problems that nobody wanted to put me on because I was very problematic, and every time wherever I would go, there'd be problems. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm not proud of it, but it was the reality that I was living. So I just ended up being like, I just ended up saying, you want to know what? I ended up getting to a dark place in my life, and I found one of my best friends to this day. We were in a shelter, and then we ended up getting our place together, and from there, I got to say, we ended up creating a company called the Canadian Indie Movement.
Okay.
And there, I just said, listen, man, I'm you know, as long I'm putting events on, I'm putting other artists on, but I gotta touch the stage. I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And so that's where my boy was just like, yeah, man, you're dope, man. Like, let's do it. And yeah, man, enough respect. It goes by Creep Show.
Okay.
So yeah.
So then, how long have you been making music yourself then?
So I gotta say, my first release, like when I hit the streets, and I don't laugh, you know what I mean? But we're going back, 1997.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh.
at it
Straight on cassette, straight on the cassette.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like back then, man, it was I was a different beast. I put the two microphone, like I had a karaoke. My mom bought me a karaoke, and you know, I had the two microphones by the Yamaha 269. It was something like that. And I played the beat for 3 minutes. Then after that, I put the beat, the cassette in one side with the beat, and then turn it on, and then rap on the other cassette. So it was just like it was a process, man. You know what I mean?
Was it like a 4-track type shit, like 8-track thing?
dude, it was just like
Or like
the
a
beats,
or like a reel to reel.
4 track.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So the beats was 4 tracks, 5 tracks, I think. Yeah, 4 to 6 tracks. And then once I would play out the beat, then I would put it into the right side of the karaoke, play the
Yeah.
beats, and then rap on the
Right,
other side.
yeah.
So like that's
dope.
you know what I mean. And then from there, like duplicate, and then I once I created it, it was called A Light in Darkness. I drew every single cover, 50 to 100 copies, drew every single cover,
That's so
Jeez.
much work.
Yeah.
duplicated it, hit the streets, and like I was just doing it because like that was my hunger. That's what I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
And what like the area that I came from, like that kind of showed me all the love. It was weird because they had a rap crew in the thing, so they were like I used them as inspiration. You know what I mean? I never was really able to shine with them on much music because were signed and everything, so there was no room
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But they still showed me that, even from the hood, you can make it.
Yeah, right.
That's true,
You
man.
know what I mean? Like it gave me inspiration to say, even though I'm living at Western Road in Lawson, that's like a hood down in
Yeah.
Toronto, like you could still duplicate cassettes and get them out there and get your name known, and you know what I mean. Start off, you never know what happens, right?
Yeah, man. Like you were
Absolutely.
saying, you were in a shelter, like a homeless shelter.
Yeah. So
Shit,
I
man.
mean, it was one of those points in my life where I was like, you want to know what? I gotta just be a man. You know what I mean? Um, because by that time I had like my first U, and I was just like, you want to know what? I got to get my own place. I got to get structured. So I kind of just cut everybody off. Um, Came out of my house, went into the shelter system. It didn't take me long because some people get trapped in the shelter system, but I was motivated to get my place. So I used
Right.
all the resources. Even though I stepped out of it was called Horizons. I puffed my blunt, but after I puffed my blunt, I went right to the resource center, did this and that, and then finally I was able to get my own place in like Scarborough, and it was Scarborough, Toronto.
Okay.
So
Nice, man.
Nice.
We actually had a guy a couple month ago or so.
Yeah, yeah.
John Snow. Shout out
Yeah.
John Snow, King
Yeah,
of the
big
North.
oh,
shout
yo,
out.
shout out Jon Snow. Yeah, I heard of him still.
And he had mentioned like similar shit. He was in tough times out west, and he ended up homeless as well and shit. And he talked about the same type of shit. Like he was like, man, like he just was so dedicated to get to like living in a place, like like having his own
Yeah.
place and being not homeless and shit, right? And
Right.
I'm getting at the only reason I bring the story is just that I'm saying like the same thing I said to him is like, man, like I see so much that it looks like it takes a lot, and I imagine it would take a lot to come from that place
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to where you are. So I don't know how to I salute that or whatever,
Yeah, enough respect, man, because I see a lot. Like the thing is, when I went inside the shelter system, there's been, like kids in there that was young adults that was been in there since they were teens, like
Yeah.
14 and stuff. You know what I mean? So like sometimes if you have no direction, then you just get trapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you just day to day living off of the system, and you know what I mean, hustling, and a lot of them are on drugs, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than weed. So I mean, I'm just lucky I didn't get caught up in all that.
Yeah.
It's true too, man. Yeah, especially too, just being around the people and that type of shit
Yeah.
too, and
Very
Yeah.
strong-willed.
and it's usually that type of mind too that ends up getting into shit like that because it's a weak mind, or not even weak, it's just in a weak place.
It's
You know
just
what I
an
mean?
Easy escape.
And-
Yeah. It's very easy to say, yeah, don't worry, I won't become an addict,
Yeah,
and then by the end of the month, you're an addict.
Yeah.
yeah.
Simple,
Well-
right? So that's
Oh.
just how it is.
Homeless to fucking homegrown hero, man.
Yeah.
Bet.
Like,
No.
so then, so I mean, I seen like crazy names on your page and shit. So what are some of the people like shows you set up and hosted?
So I started. My one company, CIM, dissolved in about 2012. But by that time, when we dissolved on good terms. It's just that in Toronto, they got you. They give you a time limit sometimes, and you know, we were
Time
getting.
limit how? Sorry,
So it's kind of like this, man.
like an expiry date.
Yeah, because it's we were unstoppable. We were very you know, like we got to a point starting in 2000, starting in 2009 until about 2012. We did a show every week, and we were booking 10 to 15 to 20 artists every week, and it was just like it was just unstoppable. And then we ended up creating our own online social network, and then we had our online radio. Like, you know, like people are talking about online radio. I was I was a programmer for our station way back then, like in 2010. So you know what I
was
mean?
that, like radio on the internet?
Radio on the internet.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny, man, because I still tell everybody to this day, um, like our station was always. I mean, of course, it wasn't as popular, but our station was always in the top 10 of Canada every week
Oh yeah.
for like
Oh shit.
for like yeah, for like a good at least a year. I think it was like a year and a half. We were running it, and it was just like, you know, just playing purely people that were signing up to the shows, submitting their music. And unfortunately, again, you know, me being not knowing the whatever, I never took the advantage of getting everybody paid, like getting the royalties and doing the proper. I
Right.
set up, did the programming, did the live DJ every once in a while, but I never actually the whole, you know, IRC codes and sending it out and getting everybody paid.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, but it was underground, and you know, if you understood like the way because our top listeners was Chicago, New Jersey, New York, Atlanta,
Okay.
and I won't lie, like back then, like the crew that I was working with, we had that sound, like you like you saw the Sosa sound, like we had Sosa
yeah.
sound
Yeah.
in Toronto before Chicago even came out. And so like what I'm trying to say is, maybe, you know, we always wonder, maybe somebody was listening to our music and they were just picking up on it and just they were like, man, like
Just
it's dope
taking
shit,
from it,
fucking
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we always wonder, maybe you never know, because I was the producer at the time, so I was always in the heavy 808s, and
Oh, yeah.
before all the heavy 808s was the thing, right?
But
and
it's so possible, man. Like, you know what I mean? It takes one person to hear one little thing, and then like, let's fucking
Run with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you never know. Yeah, because we had thousands of listeners, man. It was groovy, man. It was definitely a really good learning experience. But after that company dissolved, you know, I took a little time because I ended up having my fifth kid. It was really, I mean, we were feeling it from left, right, and center. Everybody was just like sick of us, like they were hating. So everybody that we helped develop formed crews, and they weren't showing the same love. I can't even say hate. They were just weren't showing the same love. And I had my fifth kid, so I was just like, "Yo, listen, I can't be out every week and doing this at this moment. So let's
Yeah.
just
Right.
take a break and whatever." And when we took our break, we just ended up not linking up again, but staying good friends. And you know, and then a few years later, I ended up linking up with another good friend. We so you know, I bounced around from crew to crew, like so I ended up chilling with this creating another crew called Critical Condition,
Okay.
Critical Crew, and kind of like the leader of that crew was his name, he goes by Solo Key. And then it's just funny the way that we developed, like we partied hard with each other, right? Because we just after I had my children and all that, they were starting to grow up. I was just like, you want to know what? Let me just live a little bit. So I was just like, just jamming every day, freestyling with this new crew, and helping develop their skills. And 416 Solo, he goes by 416 now. He was really, we were all good, but really he was really good at it. And then him and me kind of just clicked. You know when you just click?
Yeah.
And it was just like, it took a few years, but all of a sudden, you know, we went through a traumatic thing as a crew, we started losing members. We lost a good friend of ours to drug overdose.
Oh shit, man. Sorry to hear that, bro.
You know, and what happened was, man, like when we linked up, we were like, yo, man. And the guy that passed away, he was like one of the greatest MCs, if not the greatest. He would have. I don't know if you know Scarecrow. Scarecrow from 3 6 Mafia.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he kind of rapped like him, but more like old
Yeah.
school. Like he was more versatile. Like he didn't just stick to one style, but he could his syllable game. You know how Busta Rhymes and everybody's doing that syllable game right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
This rest in peace Gable. His name was Gable. And he went by Obnoxious Boy Rude, but he could hit the syllables. And when he passed away, it really hurt us all, right? Just like me and 416 Solo were like, yo, what can we do? You know what I mean? So we kind of just took a minute and we're like, you want to know what? Let's do an event dedicated to spreading more awareness of the drug abuse.
Yeah, and that's a big issue, man. And I feel like that's a fucking really good idea because you're getting two birds.
Yeah,
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Where you get to put on an event and people get to perform or like whatever, right? But you're also
Yeah.
it's a very, very good cause.
Yeah.
yeah,
Serves a big
yeah.
purpose.
And it was in dedication of Gable Hill, right?
Right.
Obnoxious Boy Rude. So when we did that in 2018, within the next 30 days, we had a business set up called We Spoke Network.
Okay.
Because we
yeah.
said, listen, it felt good. It felt good to do that. So what we did is we Stay Woke Network was a primary event company that focused every single event that we did focused on social issues that affect our communities.
Oh, say word. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
so we
every
took
event
that
is based on something like that.
on something.
I
Yeah.
like
So
that.
Yeah.
so for the first year, like we ended up doing an event on racism,
Okay.
and we ended up having one of the MPs come to the event and gave us a proclamation from John Tory for our efforts against fighting racism.
Oh, crazy. That's
Wow.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
So I mean, like, and you know that's one of our proudest moments. So like, we just knew that it was working, right? Like, we
Yeah.
were just like, okay, like this is working, and we're not just throwing events that are just hip hop events. You know what I mean? It's just everything has a meaning. And then we did the power of music, and that was against the gun violence that's
Okay.
was going on, especially at that time, just before the pandemic. It was just like it was madness. So like, yeah, we started doing all that, and booking artists that were kind of in like, had resonated with our mission of the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Also, too, you design clothes? Are you?
I do actually. This is one of them right here. This is Bars.
Okay, Bars Nation.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's more like a merch thing, or it's like a.
You want to know? I don't know exactly what it is at this moment.
Okay.
Just right now as it is, it's like a music promotion thing. Like I just have a
Yeah.
page where I'm promoting like just hip hop, but
Right.
it's also somewhat of a label because the two recent songs that I released, I actually released them under that brand,
Okay.
the Bars Nation brand,
Okay.
because I just feel like now I'm getting into that zone where I'm a little bit older, a lot more mature. I've watched hip hop grow from
Oh shit.
East Coast, West Coast, down south. Like everybody had a turn. Now Toronto's been holding down the scene for a while now.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the drill. You know what I mean? So like, there's so many. Like back in the day, it was just East Coast, and then it was
Yeah.
East Coast and West Coast, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's good. I've been able to watch hip
Yeah.
hop evolve.
You've come up through the whole evolution of hip hop.
Yeah, and I just feel, man, like nothing beats bars.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I agree.
Nothing.
I agree.
So we
Yeah.
just got
Nothing.
a 10-minute warning on the
Oh, fuck.
meeting.
I bet. No, but
But
we're good.
no, we're good for a couple minutes. But on the
Yeah.
Bars Nation thing, though, I just want to say it's like almost like so, clothing merch type shit, but then like almost maybe a possibility of kind of like a lyrical lemonade type thing
Yeah, man. Yeah.
with
I
the
got a vision
bars.
for it. Yeah, I got a vision for it, and I definitely I want to encourage, because don't get it twisted. There are some really good spitters, at a young age, they're 20 years old and they can spit, but the beat is drowning them out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And everybody loves a good beat, but then at the same time, you want substance. You want
Yeah.
what is the art MC talking
Yeah,
about?
you
What's
have
the
to
concept of the
leave room
song?
for them to talk about, to say what they got to say, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Even sometimes I find the voice can be like can almost be another instrument as well, you know?
Oh,
So like
Absolutely.
like yeah, you want to hear what they're
Big
saying too,
time.
but even if they're not really saying much, I find this like it's just
How they're
it's
using it.
another part of the
Yeah.
song, you know? So, like,
Nowadays, it's amazing. It's amazing what they're doing. Like, some people are hating on the auto tune, but sometimes you just want to just vibe out too. And like, yeah, their voices are literally instruments. And with this new wave music, some of the gangster stuff, it's like they'll be singing the most foul rhymes, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, yo, nobody's really picking up because it sounds beautiful, but they're saying some grimy-ish.
yeah, man. There's actually a few songs where it's like and it's very like soft, you know, like I say like A Boogie, like Lil TJ and shit like that. Like
Word.
they're like
Word.
it's like they're like they're saying hard like street shit, but they're singing it like soft or whatever, right? And that's like it makes you feel a certain way, but you're saying like crazy shit, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, that's yo, honestly, and that's just the evolution of hip hop. Like, we're just anybody can do anything to express themselves however they want.
Mhm.
Is, you know what I mean? That's where we're at right now, and you can be at any ethnicity.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
So we got about 5 minutes here, but I just wanted
I
to.
bet.
I got your the block party in Hamilton, and
Yeah.
a self-funded tour. Tell
Yeah,
a bit
so I
about what's
got
coming up.
Yeah, so we got some guys coming down from the East Coast, Hotter Music and his boys,
Okay.
and basically, so now we got like a it's called Clinton. Clinton's is like 400 capacity, so we're trying to rock out, fill up the venue for that, and then. Between my releases and my partner's 416 Solos releases, my business partner, he's an artist too, and we're planning out the whole year: tours, releases, and then obviously events involving maybe bringing down a bigger artist, headliner.
Yeah.
And because the headline, like, it's great to see, because we got Rob G out here.
Shout out Robbie G.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah. Spark Houston, all those guys. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of pushing right now, and yeah, we would just love to get on the same level. Just getting some guys down, and getting some headliners down, and getting these artists to get their shine.
Yeah, fucking right. Opening for Tony Yayo, is that right? You opened for Tony Yayo?
Yeah. That was fun.
That's
That was
crazy,
fun.
man. Yeah, I saw him here in Ottawa. It was a pretty wild show too.
Oh yeah, no, you want to know what? Yeah, he's got a good set, man. Shout out Peter Jackson for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say Peter Jackson and Robbie G were both there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I said, seconds are counting down. But we appreciate you coming
doubt.
through. But if you want to tell everybody where to find you and any secrets they might want to, or you might want to tell them,
Yeah.
as well as send us your music. There was something you wanted to show us. Maybe if you send it to us, we could preview it another time or
Yeah,
on something
Yeah,
else.
sure, that's fine. Yeah, I
That's
could
on
I could
point.
email it to you for sure. Yeah. No doubt. So basically, the last two releases that I did was Hourglass featuring Lady V. And then I got another song called Tragedy that was featuring Livy Monet. So one song is like inspirational. The next song is like talking about some deep feelings and some real stuff that we're facing inside the city. Everybody can find me. It's Joe Wizard everything.
All
It's
right,
just
man.
all social platforms, all streaming platforms. Joe Wizard, JoeWizard, and some people call me Joe Wizzy. So if you go, even Google that, some other stuff will come up. Like I got a couple personalities out here, man. Beats by Wizzy, designs by Wizzy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wizzy.
Yeah, man. Pretty much
So-
Wizzy everything, man.
Bars Nation, we stay woke network. One last thing,
Word
if
up.
we can fit it in real quick. You were just talking about something to do with some issues in the city of Toronto. Does any of it have to do with violence?
None of these events. None
No,
of these events.
But I just mean you're talking about your song has something to do with
Oh
an
yeah,
issue.
so
and-
yeah. Well, the first the first 4 bars, it goes, everybody nowadays wanna go viral. The only viral that they're getting is a viral infection. Another mass shooting with hanger restrictions, and the 6 men are on road with bail restrictions. You can feel the streets heat up with the friction, but I keep my mind, just
Yeah.
I don't want to give away
Okay,
too much.
Okay.
That's
Like
sick.
just, but you see where I'm going with it.
Yeah, man.
And then the women's voices that I have are beautiful. So you're not only getting entertained with bars, but you and inspiration and pain and love and all that stuff. But the women just kill it. You guys
Yeah.
gotta tune
Sick.
into that.
Man, we look forward to that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, I just thought I'd ask you that because when you said that, I was like, I personally see an issue in Toronto with some violence amongst especially hip hop artists and stuff like that. And I thought
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
just a shot in the dark, that was it.
I do. You know.
Good question.
But at the same time, I see a solution. You see what I'm saying? Like I see it, but then there is a solution, and at the end of the day, it's just love. At the end of the day, and it's just forgiveness.
Yeah, man. Love is
The main thing is love and forgiveness, because the streets go so deep, and we'll get into that another time if we chop it up. But
Yeah,
it's just
man.
like it's one of those,
Yeah.
We definitely love to have you on again, man, and hopefully,
I bet.
We'll do
hopefully
it.
we can.
I
do it
really
in person.
appreciate you guys, man, for sure. For God, on podcast, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys for having me. I mean, it was a great experience. Unfortunately, I couldn't get up, but the next time, I'm up there, man. We can chill out, smoke some blunts, and chit chat. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right, man. We love to have you through, man. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Thanks for
All right.
thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man. Thanks for your time.
And we look forward to hearing from you in the future, man.
All right, no doubt, man. I'll keep you guys updated, man.
Good luck and
Good,
stay
yeah.
blessed, brother.
All right, you too, man. Stay blessed. One love.
Peace.
Peace.
Dope. That went well.
That was it. Yeah, I was trying to. The thing is so the last one we had, it got away on us because we just sort of kept talking,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
like sorry, I don't mean we kept talking. We weren't. I wasn't thinking about the time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there, I was like, okay, yeah. And so I kept looking at the list of shit. I'm like, okay, he's talked about this. He already touched on this. Okay, this.
Right.
And so I'm going through it, but I'm like, okay, yeah. But I'm like, all right, I don't want to cut him off, but I kind of want to get onto this part.
Yeah.
And like, but we kind of have to get onto this part. So I'm like, okay, go.
Yeah.
So by the time you said 10 minutes, I'm like, I actually feel comfortable. Like, yeah, I
You're
squeezed a
already-
bunch of shit into that last 10 minutes and whatever. But like, I don't know. I felt like either
It's
way
just
was
it gives us opportunity to flesh it out a little bit more next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
suppose.
Yeah.
For sure.
It
But,
sucks though, man. I feel bad because like whenever we have to do shit over like Zoom and stuff like this, and like
It's a little bit quick.
Yeah.
it's like I gotta rush things, or like if things like as things happen today where it wasn't quite working out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
part of the
yeah.
reboot
But-
You know what I
system,
mean?
but-
So
But we
hopefully next
still,
time it'll work out better.
I
We
still,
knocked
I
it
think
out.
we got the like. I think it. I don't think it starts until right when they come in or something, because I felt like we got a good
Yeah, we
like,
did. For sure.
over half an hour, anyways.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we started at like 10 after 9, quarter after 9. So.
but that was sick too that we could still use the same stream and it just I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we're still on right now, eh?
We are.
Yes,
Yeah. I was just like talking and shit like
Yeah, yeah.
we're but any motherfucking way.
You already know.
So yeah, I don't know. Anybody else got anything to say? I do. You guys go ahead if you guys have anything though.
No,
Mine should be last.
I went to the
think.
dentist yesterday.
How'd it go?
Shit.
Fucking, I don't know if I said months ago like I like one of my teeth in the back like cracked in half.
No.
Yeah,
So I was like
no.
eating a bagel or whatever, and like it just fucking the whole half the tooth.
No way.
Bagels, how could you do this?
Felt
Bagel,
that.
no! That's a
Felt
no
that.
jumper joke. That's a no
Yeah.
jumper joke.
Fuck, that's
So
funny.
you got that all taken care of?
Yeah. It's
What they
been-
do, like
it's-
just like how do you fix a cracked tooth?
Man, so
Fill
like
it?
they had to like put this metal ring around what was left of the tooth
Yeah, yeah.
to like build up.
Oh,
a
like some of it
new-
broke
Right.
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they-
It was
Oh,
like
okay,
the whole
okay,
half of the
okay,
tooth was,
okay.
like,
Whenever you say
missing,
cracked, I
right?
thought you meant just like
No, yeah, like,
like
whole,
a
like
crack,
half
like
of
it
it fell off,
broke
and,
off.
like,
Okay,
broke
sorry.
right off. So like, yeah, like it was just a big crater. Like
shit.
half the tooth was gone.
Damn.
So yeah, they put this little metal ring on it and
How
like
did that
tighten it
go?
as tight as they can around like what's left of the tooth,
Yeah.
and then just like pack it and build
Yeah,
up a new
right.
tooth with like filling material,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Oh.
And they do it in layers too. Like they like
They'd
pack
have
a bunch
to.
in and like cure it and like dry it. or
Yeah,
whatever.
they'd have to.
pack a bunch more, cure it, and
What?
pack a
How
bunch
long
more
was
But
in.
it's the same. Is it the same as
It's
the
like an
filling?
hour. Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
like
exactly
the same type shit, but
basically,
okay, yeah. But they like literally, they're like, instead of just covering the tooth, they're like fucking like.
Building a new one basically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or half of a new one.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. So
Fuck, did it hurt?
no, because I was numbed all up, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
they fucking
that's the
shoot
worst
you up.
part. Like that's the shittiest part about going to the fucking.
Yeah.
At least for me,
Yeah.
anyways. Not only just paying for it, but like.
The needles?
The needles, right? Just
Yeah.
getting that initial
Ah.
numbing.
Yeah.
But like once, and I always tell them to give me extra, because like I fucking
Man.
I don't want to feel anything.
Yeah.
The last time I
for
had a
real.
tooth pulled, I was fucking like, I don't know, probably 10 or something. You know what I mean?
Never have.
And well, I had like too many teeth growing in here,
Yeah,
or I
right.
had like it was like my adult tooth. It was either that. It was either that I had too many teeth growing there, or I had an adult tooth growing in already when I had like baby teeth still there, or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had this tooth. I swear to God, man, it was loose for like 3 years of my life, man.
Yeah,
And like I exaggerated that, but it
Long
was loose
time,
for a long
though.
time, like
Yeah.
over a year, 100%. And like
It's a
it was a
long
year
time.
before, like it was definitely loose a year before this dentist appointment, right?
Yeah.
So I go in and they're like, yeah, we're gonna pull this tooth, and I'm like, cool. Oh no, what it was? So yeah, I did have too many teeth. It was an adult tooth that had already grown in.
Yeah.
But now there was like more growing in or
yeah.
something. So we're like, okay, we got to pull this adult tooth, and there was this baby tooth that I still had that was like you said, it was like probably the last one in the world.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit loose, right? And fucking, so I go in there, and the fucking dentist like, yeah, or the chick gives me the needles. So this is kind of 10 stories, but the one is you're talking about the needles. That's the last time I got the needles in my
Yeah.
mouth. So I remember being like, what the fuck? I don't
Yeah.
want this. And then they put a bunch here,
Yeah.
and then they put a bunch like in the roof of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I felt like they put way too many. Like I was
Yeah,
like
just
not
to
that
numb
it
it.
like I just thought I was like, do you really have to give me 6 in here and 6
Yeah,
out here? You
yeah.
know, I was like, what the
Man,
fuck?
the whole side of my face, like I couldn't feel
Yeah.
my ear.
Well,
Like,
oh
my-
really?
yeah, man. Like everything was numb. Like my
Oh,
whole
yeah.
side of
Oh,
my face
shit.
went numb.
They did that
But
with
no-
my fucking hand with my thumb. Like I could barely feel anything up to here.
I pulled my fucking tooth. So the lady gives me the shit. She's like, okay, cool, yeah. They'll be in 5 minutes to do the thing. We gotta
Yeah.
let the like freezing sit, right? I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. So I'm there. I got the bib on. I'm like, wait a sec. If I can't feel anything, like I could pull this tooth out. Like it's loose, but it's not like when it's like wiggly and it's like, oh, it's gonna come out. It's not like that. It's like when I wiggle it, I'm not sure if it's wiggling or if it's the fat on my fingers moving. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So like it's barely wiggling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, I end up like,
That's the thing, though. There's a
Like-
whole fucking root.
yeah. So
It's not
listen to
just
this,
like,
man.
okay,
Yeah.
it's
No, so listen to this. I fucking pulled the tooth out. I'm like, oh,
Did it?
fucking right. Like,
Yeah.
Came out. It was like hard and
Just
shit.
believe.
I get it out. Yeah, I don't realize my fucking
yeah,
face is numb.
Yeah.
It's just like all over me. And the dentist finally comes in, and I'm just holding the tooth. Like I don't even think I looked at it either.
Yeah.
Like I'm just okay. Yeah. He comes in, and he's just like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like, did you already do it for me? And he's like, I'm doing my job. And he comes over, and I give him the tooth. He goes, oh. He's like, look at that. And it's like the tooth on it was only like this big.
Yeah.
But
but
the root
Big
was
ol'
like
root.
this. If I flipped it over, it was like a big old like
yeah,
fang, you know.
fucking Fang, yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's like, look at that. He's like, we'll wash it up. We'll put it in a little
Yeah.
envelope for you to take home. He's like, that's a big root. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you got the whole tooth. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So then, fucking, he pulls later. He pulls the other tooth. He's like, oh, you pulled the wrong tooth. So he pulls the other tooth, but his it was where your teeth start to go into like fatter teeth, you know?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a premolar, like they call it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like big, whatever, but it had like a fucking crazy big root on it. Like, they show like molars with the fucking 2
Yeah.
or 3, 4 things
Yeah.
up. It had like 2 little things or whatever. And it fucking, like, it was huge. And he's just like, oh, look, he's like, mine's bigger than yours. And I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Because I pull it out and I've never
And
seen the
his was
root.
loose
Usually they
in
break
there.
off and shit, right?
That's
But he's just
crazy.
like, yeah, that's huge. Then he pulls mine out. He's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
wow.
man. But yeah, they gave me shit. So I'm like, all right. But whenever
Yeah.
I left, man, it felt like I had like a whole bunch of gauze in my mouth like this, and my lip was out like this, and I was like trying to move my face. I couldn't move my face, and then I reach up there because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna push the gauze like back into my mouth, and reach up, and I'm like, there's nothing there. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? It just felt like my face is like fucking stuck.
First
out
thing
like
I wanted
this.
to do was smoke a joint. So like
Oh, and you,
all like half of my face is like
Droopy.
yeah, like I can't like
Yeah.
oh,
you know
I
what
guess
I mean?
Yeah,
Do the
like
inhale.
inhale.
I was gonna
properly,
say
you
you
know?
can't. They tell you not to smoke, but it's. I was thinking when you get a tooth pulled.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's
No,
no
not
open
that,
sores
yeah,
or anything,
exactly,
right? So
that's
there's like
different.
I can't get like a dry socket or anything.
Yeah,
and
that's
that kind of
it.
shit. But yeah, just like couldn't do it.
Yeah.
My muscles or like my face just wouldn't work.
Yeah, fuck.
Crazy.
It's different. Like say like you with your thumb, you're like I can't roll a joint. And it's like
Yeah.
you're like my hands work perfectly, but my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, is it there? Like, is it there? Fuck. But yeah, actually, I don't mind the feeling of being numb. Like,
I
I
hear
like
ya.
it because it's like it's neat. But if I had that forever, like my toe on the inside of my like left foot by the big toe
Yeah.
is like numb. Like when I touch it, it's numb
Yeah.
because of my back or whatever.
Right.
That like enough to drive me nuts, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
that-
so like if it was permanently numb, I don't want it.
Yeah.
But like when
right.
it's numb like that, like oh cool,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, it's
And
weird,
then
but like
tomorrow it'll be all right.
Yeah.
so I
right?
have like this weird urge, like so when I can't feel my lip and I get my lip in between my teeth, my instinct is just to bite really hard.
oh
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like cause you feel it like squishing between
Yeah,
your teeth.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can't feel anything, so you're like, it just
Yeah.
feels good to just like fucking chew on.
Yeah.
It's fucking carnivore over here, or not carnivore. What do you call them? You know what I'm saying?
Cannibal.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
carnivore.
Cannibalizing myself.
Yeah. What would
Yeah,
that
man, I
be?
just gotta be like, I couldn't like, I had to be careful when I eat too, cause I thought I was biting my tongue.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
half of my tongue was numb.
Yo, man, I
Yeah.
swear, my tongue. I don't know if it's like sometimes I maybe like bite down on it in my sleep or something, or like I don't know, or maybe I just have a big tongue. But I've started to notice like I think my tongue's too big for my mouth,
Yeah.
and like but like wide, right? So like whenever I like close my teeth, I don't realize it because I'm just doing it, right? Like I
Yeah.
just do it. I push my teeth together like this. But when I do that, I have to like kind of like wrap my tongue up like this way. Like I have to like squeeze it in.
curl it in.
But like I said, I just do it automatically and don't realize it. But like, it really takes for me to get like super
I think
stoned.
everybody has to do that, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But
'Cause,
like,
yeah, if I
but
lay my
point
tongue
is,
flat,
like
I
I
bite
bite
it.
on my tongue. I bite my tongue more than
Yeah.
you're supposed to bite your tongue. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure. And like, so I'm like started realizing like I think my tongue's too fat for my mouth. But like, but the thing is right. Like right when you said that, I was just saying like it usually takes me to get like real stoned to like notice it.
Yeah.
So that might be it. It's just like, no, you have like a fairly normal sized tongue, or it's like a C hair like wide. But like when I get stoned, it's just in my head.
Yeah.
But like even right now, I guess I'm
feel
stoned now too.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I just like I feel like it's too big for my. So I don't know. Sometimes I fucking
Yeah. Shit.
bite on this shit. Also too, I have like, I'm sure everyone does, almost like scars inside
Yeah.
my
Oh,
cheeks
man,
I do.
yeah.
from
yeah.
biting. So I feel like one of them is like scars on scars on scars, and I
Yeah.
feel like it sticks out so much. I have to be like.
Avoid the. Yeah. Right.
Like whatever
I
I eat and
getcha.
shit. Jeepers creepers. Oh
Yes,
yeah, so
sir.
I had one last thing to say. I asked them, and then
yeah,
you
you had
didn't
a
have anything
story.
else.
No. I
No,
didn't,
okay.
no.
All right. So I'm gonna try and
Buckle
not
down,
be
folks.
mad about it, and I'm gonna try and not give you
I'll
the
let you
long
tell them.
story of it.
Jonesy,
And
you
I'm
wanna
just
pick?
gonna say,
Oh, it's not plugged in.
I drove my car today, and so the reason why I say it that way is because I haven't been driving it for a little while, and it's my baby, and I was like, you know what? When I say this too, like, there's like a couple rust spots on it, so like, to me, it's my like nice car, right? But there's a couple rust spots on it, and I noticed there's some like salt building up on the rust spots. I'm like, okay, since I'm like out in the car, I should go and take it to the car wash. So I take it to the car wash, and I go in and I drive through the car wash.
The amount of times, man.
I waited forever in the lineup, dude. And so I go through the car wash. I'm like, oh, yeah. Sweet. And I pull out, and I was like, oh, yeah, the car's drying off. And like, oh, and I look, and the roads are so dry. And like, I'm like, oh, man, cool. Like, it's gonna be clean because I'm just gonna go home and park it, and then it's gonna be clean, and then like that's good. So I'm like, sweet, yeah, whatever. And then I go to like drive out onto the road, and there's this whole issue that like I said, I won't get too into it, but I try to go out onto the road, and there's a guy comes and blocks me off, and then I like try and go around him or whatever. Like I like alerted him that like he had done something wrong, so I honk my horn and I give him one of these. Then he gives me one of these, so then I'm like, fuck you, okay. So I go like around him to go out onto the road and like into the next lane and turn left, you know? So I'm like pull out and I'm looking to make sure there's no cars coming and stuff. And next thing I know, he's like, I swear this fucking guy. All right, I said I wouldn't get mad. I swear this gentleman looked in his mirror at me. Like not at my car, like not like, oh, I think he looks near my car. Pretty sure he looked at me. And put his car in reverse and started driving backwards. And I didn't know what to do because I'm like, I'm in drive, and if I drive out,
Is he like in the road at this point?
he's on the road, yeah. So he's waiting at a light, and I'm trying to get out. Like he's waiting at a light going this way, and I'm trying to get out like this. But like before he even came, I was like getting ready to turn out. And then he comes and just like parks in front of me. I'm like, did you not fucking see what was going on here? So I honked the horn, you know, what the fuck?
Right.
And he's like, so then I go like this, like, okay. The people behind him stayed back because you're supposed to at those spots, right? Same as if like you're at a red light and like a little bit back is like a stop sign. You're supposed to leave that street open so people can go in and out of that street, you know? So I'm like, okay, he didn't do it. I'll just improvise and go around him. So then I'm going around him to get onto the road. But like I said, when I see his rear reverse light, if I drive straight and try and drive fast, he's not only going to hit me, but it's going to like drag down the side of my car, right? And on top of it, I don't know if there's cars coming. I can't pull out onto the road, right? And then I don't have enough time to like get it in reverse and drive back. But same thing, if I get it in reverse and drive back and he hits me, he's going to drag down the side of my car. So I'm like, fuck.
Just like the brakes and stop and let it be. I guess he was trying to be a douchebag. And
he was reversing into me. Like I was stopped dead.
I'm picturing like
I'm trying to get out. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that, but I drive behind him. Now I'm behind him waiting
see,
to
yeah.
watch for cars, you know? So I'm behind and then I look up and he's like, "Meow." And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, what do? I might have had a fucking 1-2 second to maybe honk the horn or something. But like I said, this guy fucking looked at me. And so yeah, then I fucking get out. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, like, I love this car. And I get out, I'm like, what the fuck? And it looked like it was at the hinge where it's like the fender and the door. So I'm like, someone's getting killed, man.
Yeah.
did he actually hit you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Crunk, crunk, crunk. Like, oh yeah. But also too, the other thing too is like, if I'm in reverse and I'm hitting the gas, I'm fucking gonna go. Like, he seemed like he like stopped just in time to like, you know what I mean? Like,
So why the fuck?
he did it on fucking purpose, man. I'm telling you. But anyways, he fucking
Sounds like that. If
man, because like, and like I said, I swear it's just because I fucking honked my horn. I'm like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything, and he wouldn't have heard me if I said anything. But it's just that I honked the horn. I'm like, oh, look, and I showed like, man, you fucking blocked me off. And then he does one of these, oh, whatever, fuck. And I'm like, what? So then like the other
Yeah.
thing is like I said, I back up and I go around him. It was like fucking not like a split second or anything. And the other thing is I'm beside his car. Like, he just has to look over and go, oh, where'd that guy go? I hope he's not behind me while I'm backing up.
Yeah.
But on top of it, I see
why would he even be backing up? Like, I
because
don't
he
understand.
said he was trying to let me out. I'm like, but you're already fucking too fucked. Like, you already fucked up and went too past fucked up
Yeah.
to even recover from fucking up. Because if I wasn't there, he's gonna fucking run into some other cocksucker.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
right
right.
there. Like, the person that let me out would have
So-
already been there, and like
Right.
he would have hit them.
So he had nowhere to go. Except
So I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, man? What a piece of shit. So fucking, I get out. I'm like, man, what the fuck? He's like, oh, I was trying to let you out. And I was like, no. I'm like, you fucking blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? I said to him like, yo, dude. I'm like, you're supposed to like know what's going on around your car, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're as a fucking driver. I'm like, you're supposed to see and know what's going on, whatever, this and that. I'm like, you fucking stopped. I'm like, fucking stay there then, man. And I was like, fucking get your license. And he gets in the car, drives away. And I'm like, the fuck, man.
Oh, it's a hit and run.
So I just
Yeah.
turn around and I look at all these people parked on the road. I'm like, what the fuck? So I move my car to the road because now I just look like an asshole. My car's parked in the middle of the road and I'm just standing there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I drive away. I park in the parking lot. What the fuck do I do, man? Well, fuck. Calling the cops. I'm like, fuck this douchebag,
Yeah.
man. But so anyways, fucking whatever. So that happened. But I
did you-
also what?
I guess you didn't get any like License
I
plates
have
or
his.
anything?
Oh, I have a license plate too. Yeah. I took a picture of his shit,
Oh yeah.
and they found him. And turns out it wasn't even his car. So I was like, "Did he have insurance?" And they're like, "Yes." Whatever. Fucking whatever. I thought maybe he didn't have his license, so he bolted. But the funny thing is this girl I know was like texting my brother, was like, "Hey, tell your brother I saw what happened and I can be a witness." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Then later she's like, "Yeah," she's like, "It looks like this guy I work with." And I was like, "Oh, well, the cops just called me and told me his name. This is his name." She's like, "That's the guy I work with." And I was like, "Oh, you tell him." But fucking drives away, man. Like I was yelling and screaming and shit, but like he was yelling and screaming too. And like in like, let's say that we were both out of our cars for like, 45 seconds, a minute. Like it seems like longer, but it was probably nowhere. Like it was probably 45 seconds. In that time, like nowhere in the last half of that time was there any like need for him to be scared. Like there was a point where we both like stood in each other's face. He kind of curled and put his head in my chest, which was weird. So I pushed him away. But my point is, he didn't get in the car and like run away from me or anything. He just was like, "I'm the fuck out of here," you know. But I even said to the cops, like, "Isn't that like illegal to leave the scene of an accident?" She goes, "Yeah, well," she's like, "It's like they have to, like, if you assess the damage and the damage is under $2,000, like you don't have to stay there. You can just trade information. But if it's over $2,000, everyone has to stay there." And I'm like, so now he's a fucking appraisal dude. Like now he can like just estimate how much damage it was and drive away. Like what the fuck? And I said, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, there's a pretty big dent in my door, and I don't like that it's there. Because whenever I was on the phone with them, they said, "Do you want us to come like put a report in and like look at your car?" And I was like, "No, it's not that bad, but I just want you to fine him for hitting people and driving away." And then whenever I got home, like, oh, it's kind of fucked. Like, I don't want it to be there. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want it to be there. What the fuck? And I'm like, because, well, the thing is, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like, I didn't pay much for it, this and that. But at the same time, like, I don't want people to think I fucking drive around running into shit, you know? And then, and on top of it, it's like, that's my fucking car, you know? And it wasn't like that before I found this guy, you know? So I walk out to my car again later and I see it. I'm like, no, wait a second, man. This isn't right. I'm like, because I'm going to think about this cocksucker's fucking face every time.
You see it.
I drive away and the cops call me and go, "This is his name, this is his insurance, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, okay, cool. So then I think about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I said to my buddy, and I said, "You know what, man?" Because I'm like, it's really bugging me now. Because I'm like, I thought of that guy's fucking mug. Like, he's a fucking ugly cunt. He's a mouth breather for sure, man. And I saw him, and but I said, man, I saw his face when I saw the fucking dent in the car. And so I said, man, it's either I go through insurance, I get a new door in my car, or I punch this motherfucker out, man. I'm like, something needs to be done.
Either way, I demand satisfaction.
Yeah. But the other thing is that I won't. This isn't really my story to tell, but I will disclose the important details of this story. Someone else that is part of the community, and we all know very well, had his car, or their car. I mean, maybe it is a guy, maybe it isn't a guy. But anyways, he had his car. He just got a fairly decent new car, like a fairly new decent car. And fucking, I was talking to a mutual friend about my car happening today, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "same thing happened to the other dude." And I thought he meant like one day, like in the time of me knowing him, that happened to him. And he was saying no, not like his new car, he went into the mall, came out, someone hit his car and fucked off. And I was like, no. And like the thing is like,
bastards.
If it was like how I was saying, like, I don't really care about the door that much. Like if what happened to my car was what happened to like his new car, like that, I'd be like, "You're fuck fixing it 100%. It probably is over $2,000, like, you know, whatever." But yeah, and I don't know the damage or the extent of the damage on it, but I assume like it's fairly bad because like someone like hit it. This guy like bumped into me. Like apparently someone like hit this car. And like, so I was like, "Oh shit, man." I'm like, "Shit, I thought you meant like one day this happened." He's like, "No," he's like, "This just happened, bro." I'm like, "Shit." So point is like, yeah, I made it the long story, even though I tried not to. But I just want to say, when you're in a car, it's a fucking really big, heavy machine, and it can hurt people. It can break things that belong to people. It can break things that cost a lot of money. And it's a responsibility to be driving this thing and understanding that it's a big machine, and that if you don't know how to operate it very well, that like you should either like learn to get some more confidence, keep practicing, or just quit it altogether. There's too
real,
many
though.
people though I see like the spatial
yeah.
awareness is fucked, and like don't get me wrong, like I might have extreme. Sorry, I shouldn't say extreme. I have fairly good spatial awareness. I drive a car a couple times. I can
You know where
back it
you're.
into spaces and get it
Yeah.
like all right, whatever. So like you don't have to be like that, like whatever. As long as you're gonna drive this car for the next little while, be all right with it. Get it into the spot and
Yeah.
figure yourself out. Make sure there's no one around before you start moving the car, like shit
Yeah,
like that,
don't
like
be
just
oblivious
basic shit.
asshole,
And then on the way to the
basically,
city, actually we just got to the
Oh,
city.
man,
We're
yeah,
just about to get off the
just-
highway,
Yeah.
and like we're coming along, whatever. So like we're coming past this guy, and then like he did signal like just at the last second though, but he like signals and just like starts moving over, but
Yeah.
like I thought he had already noticed that we were there and that like there was other cars around, but I'm like, oh no, he's still coming. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like almost like pushing the door, like I'm like, he's coming over here,
Yeah.
like what do I
Jesus.
do? And there's a
Yeah.
car over here, so we can't really escape, but there's one in front of us. We're like,
boom, boom.
what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
And he's just like, like it's like in the fucking Family Guy. There's a person driving a car, and they're like, I move over now. Good luck, everyone. And they just move into the next
Yeah.
lane, like no signal, nothing. They're just like, whoop.
Yeah. it's pretty
Like
cool.
fuck. But anyways, yeah. So just please be really careful driving a car, and
For
like
real.
it's one thing when it's like, oh man, like it's icy and this happened and it was an accident and I'm sorry, or like
Yeah, weather
fucking
factors.
whatever, like shit like that. Like I'm not used to driving in the snow, but like you should be used to driving a car, period, and
Yeah.
just understanding what's going on around you and stuff like that. Like
Absolutely.
100%. Just
Yes,
because
sir.
fucking guy ruined my day. No, I actually was really trying for it to not to ruin my day, and
man,
and then there was
it's
a
hard.
series of events after that that was just like, and
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
would be
Yeah.
a pretty good
Stop.
catalyst to not
Stop.
having a good day.
yeah, I was
for
like,
real.
no, and then actually Bully was like, don't let it ruin your day. I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm kind of a step ahead of you because I was thinking, okay, everything's against me right now. Like it was like I go, there's like fucking no water pressure
Yeah,
to take
right.
a shower, and like I go to fucking. Just little stupid little things like that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. After that, it keeps going. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm like, I'm gonna have a better day because fucking, they're trying to get me down. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck that. And then Bully said that to me. He's like, I just don't let it get you down. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
yeah,
It's
man,
all about
fucking right.
perspective.
but yeah. Anyway, sorry,
No.
but I am gonna try and maybe do something about it. I don't know. I would like to, like I said, I don't want to see that dent anymore.
Yeah, no
Like
doubt.
it wasn't there before, and there's a bunch of like maybe there. I shouldn't say a bunch. There might be like a little 1-2, like someone opened their door or some shit, a little bump here, there, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't really fuck care. But, like this is like a little crumple in the door and shit. And if
Yeah,
my
yeah.
window was down, smash.
Broke. Yeah,
Fuck.
no doubt.
And then
Fuck.
I would have
Big issue.
No.
Big issue.
Ah shit. Any motherfucking way. No, that was sick. Appreciate Joe Wizard for coming
Yeah,
through.
man. Yeah.
He seems to be holding it down in the Toronto fucking area
Yes, sir.
for Toronto. I was gonna say for, and then I was like, well, Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's sick though. I guess for hip hop and shit like that too. And
Yeah,
he's been in the fucking culture for a minute, talking
Sounds
like
like it.
1985 with this
Yeah.
hip hop shit, and I like that, man.
For real.
It's too bad we didn't get into too much of his music because he said before the show he had some kind of debut music,
Yeah.
and
right,
so I
right.
thought, yo, he just put his music out, but then he was saying that he was doing music for a bit too still. So I was like, okay, well, what's this music? you have?
Yeah.
But
Either way.
that's all I gotta say, man. Happy weekend. Or happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend.
Yes.
Again, drive safe, everybody. Please be happy.
Take care out there.
And I see him in the chat right now. Thank you, Joe
Yo.
Wizard. It's
Yeah.
a gang thing. Oh, by the way, gangster shit. You got the t-shirt. Link in bio, all the fun stuff.
You already know.
Nothing more gorgeous than $100 bill. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Episode 216 is in the books.
Yeah.
Close. Peace out.
Catch
Gang,
you on
gang.
the next one.